Hi everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you how I installed my 20-foot one-trip shipping container. First thing I had to do was to locate a suitable spot on the property that made sense and then prep the site for delivery. Now my land is on the side of a small mountain, so it's anything but flat. It's very undulating in the site that I decided to install this. So first thing I had to do was to get one of those laser levelers, the ones that will identify a flat plane that you can work off of. And so what you'll see is that I've got some back and front mounts identified. So the shipping container is going to be anchored to the back over here and then to the front up on this mount. If you look carefully on the video, you'll see some vertical stakes, and those are really to help the delivery driver align the box with the both sides. Now, the back mount is essentially permanent. It's a big 6x6 pressure treated lumber that the back of the box will sit on. The front, you're seeing the same thing with the 6x6 that is up on some support, some concrete blocks. That is temporary. This is only to get the thing sited and installed. And in fact, as we back up the box, we're going to have to remove that front mount so that we can get the bed through there and deposit the back end on the back mount. And then we'll tip up the front end of the box, the container, and then slide that beam back in there for the temporary installation. Quite honestly, I expected quite a fight for the delivery driver to get this installed. Here's the challenge that the delivery driver had to deal with, which is not really apparent in the pictures. First of all, if you've seen my driveway before, it's got a bit of an incline. And as you get up to the very top of the driveway, it's got a very acute curve here, very sharp curve. And there's a lot of fall off. There's a lot of fall off right in this area. So this pitches down very quickly. So if your objective is to back it into this area, normally what you would do is you would pull it up to the top and then swing left to give yourself clearance to be able to back up into this area. Well, there's no way to do that. And so what he had to do was to pull forward and go as left as he could, and then somehow swing around the unit. And what actually happened, and this took quite a while, but what actually happened was he jackknifed his trailer in the mud. And so he was able to push it from this direction. So he was not able to change this just through normal backing, but he was able to jackknife it around. So he was able to get it pointed in the right direction. And then eventually it was a simple task to be able to back it up from there. This is our first look at the container as it came around the corner of the driveway. And this started probably about 50 trips back and forth trying to back this thing up and then running into the trees on the right-hand side that you can see. Love the sound of that diesel. Around this time, the guy was wondering what he'd signed up for. But after he jackknifed the trailer, by the time he got to this point, I knew he had it. And now started the tedious process of backing it straight up about 300 feet into the desired location. If you've ever backed up a trailer, you know how difficult this is. It doesn't go the way that you think it should. location there. Getting close, he's backing it up the final few feet. You can see that this is a tilt trailer. So once he gets to the right spot, he's just going to tilt the back down on top of the mount.
Here we go.
This took a good 10 to 15 minutes to get everything lined up just right for the back and the front, because it's not easy to move these things once they're in place. Now what he's going to do is it's going to bring up the tilt trailer, and we're going to just back it up the last couple of feet into place so we can position it exactly where it needs to be. And then once we set it on the back mount, what he's going to do is to slide forward on his tilt bed and lift the very front of it up so we can slide that beam back where it belongs. Okay, the back end is pretty well set, and here it is, the completed temporary installation. He's pulling away at this point, so you can see the front mount has been stacked up. It's relatively level at this point, front and back, and is ready for the permanent installation. So in the next video, I'll show you how I set up that front permanent mount using concrete mounts, as well as how I framed the interior and powered the container from the house to build my workshop. Thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you in the next one.